Donald Trump returns to tonight's rewrite for what we can all hope is the last time. Donald Trump has never suffered sharper or more accurate criticism than what has been said about him on this program this year. He has smartly, up to now, done everything he can to avoid the mention of my name or the existence of this program, realizing that that would draw more attention to my criticism of him. Then, yesterday, suddenly, Donald Trump started tweeting me, which has given me the opportunity more than once now to ask him, to beg him, to tell me one thing I have said about him this year that is not true. One thing. And today he finally came up with one, and only one. In response to Lawrence, my net worth is substantially more than $7 billion, very low debt, great assets. I have said that Donald is not a billionaire, but he valiantly tries to play one on a reality TV show, and he does that for a paycheck which he desperately needs to survive financially. There is no amount of money that a TV network could offer a billionaire, a real billionaire, to induce him or her to become a reality TV performer. And that is the only factual standoff that remains now between Donald Trump and me. He says he's a billionaire 7 times over. I say he's not. Throughout his life, which began as the fortunate son of a very rich man, he has felt compelled to lie about how rich he is as he's made his way in his father's real estate business. But that is not all he has lied about. I have said repeatedly that he lied about hiring investigators to go to Hawaii to investigate President Obama's birth. The second I heard him say that, I knew he was lying about it and said so.
I have people that actually have been studying it, and they cannot believe what they're finding.
You have people now down there searching, in Hawaii?
Absolutely, and they cannot believe what they're finding.
Donald got away with telling that lie on television everywhere he went in those days.
What are you doing, though, specifically,
I'm looking
Donald?
into it very seriously.
Like what, though?
Well,
have
I
you
don't want to
hired
tell you,
people?
Greta. I don't want to go into that. There's no reason to go into that in great detail, but I can tell you I have great resources, and I'm looking into it very seriously.
Donald was back on Greta last night, and those of you hoping for a follow-up question about what those investigators found in Hawaii got this instead.
Suppose someone's nominated who you really admire and think is a strong candidate, and that person says, Donald, I'd like you to be my vice president. Is that something you would consider?
Well, it's so far-fetched right now. You know me, and you've been over in my office, and you know I love what I do. I've done it really well, just about better than anybody. And I'm having great years in business, and I love business, and many other people love business, but it's hard to do business nowadays because of rules, regulations. So many different obstacles are put in front of the United States business person. So I just love what I'm doing. I don't see that happening. I think I do a good job. I tell you what, our country wouldn't be ripped off any longer. Those days would be over, but I don't see that happening.
And right there, I found my first agreement with Donald this year. I, too, think that Greta's question was far-fetched, and I, too, don't see that happening. Don't see anyone choosing Donald to be their vice presidential running mate. In response to my Twitter invitations over the past couple of days to tell me what I've gotten wrong, Donald has not said that I was wrong about his fairy tale involving investigators going to Hawaii. Donald wisely declines to come on this show because he knows his lies about his investigators and such nonsense would be stripped bare. He prefers shows where his obvious lies are just considered water under the bridge, or just Donald being Donald. I have said Donald lied about pretending to run for president. He did it convincingly enough to fool many of our major league pundits, but I said that the presidential campaign stuff was all a lie from the start, every day of it. And Donald has no argument with me now over that one. Now, the only thing that seems to bother him is saying that he lies about his wealth. He also tweeted this to me today. I heard, because his show is unwatchable, that Lawrence has made many false statements last night about me. Maybe I should sue him. That's awfully soft for Donald, isn't it? He doesn't usually sound like a maybe kind of guy. Maybe I should sue him. Donald Trump is never going to sue me for two reasons. First, he knows he could never prove that a single thing I've said about him is untrue. And second, and this is by far the most important one, Donald Trump will never sue me because I know his big secret, his biggest secret. And he knows that I know it. Donald Trump cannot afford to sue me, and he knows it.